Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of On Deck here on FTSN. I'm Russ Morgan. Took a couple Sundays off, had some family visiting. Wanted to watch the Yankees-Dodgers game last week. Seems like the Yankees are on Sunday Night Baseball all the time, but it's been a good week of baseball. Split so far, so we're in the Yankees in the rubber game right now, trying to get this series. Always tough playing the Red Sox, even though they aren't very good this year. They suck. They not very good, but you're playing an in-division opponent, our biggest rival. Definitely one of the best rivalries in professional sports. But 2-0 right now, top of the second. Carlos Rendon on the mound, looking a lot better late. So hopefully they can get 2 out of 3, keep this going. Red Sox are 10 games out of 9.5, 9 out of first right now. But hopefully we can get. I say we, but hopefully because I'm not really part of the team. Maybe it's just a fan thing. I catch myself talking and coach like other. It's like we. I'm like, and I do it too. I'm not blaming anybody because I do it too. When I'm talking about my teams, I'm like we, but I'm like technically I'm not part of the organization at all. But I guess that's just how we feel. Nice. Chisholm back at third is pretty big. Got the College World Series going on. A little shout out. My University of Miami lost. We had spoken about them on Wednesday. Pretty miraculous run for a team that was, started off pretty slow. I know we had some people on the show go out to Louisville. We're in Hattiesburg. Started out pretty slow. Turned out to be, had about 2 weeks the hottest team in baseball, and then really took a nosedive all the way in the ACC tournament to go into Hattiesburg, number 16th overall number 1 seed. And beat Alabama, who had a hell of a run in the SEC, beat a 4 seed Columbia very handily, but beat Southern Mississippi, pretty impressive. And then they had got killed on Friday, but came back and got that scrappy win Saturday, and then on today lost 3-2, but scrapped with the Louisville. That like we were saying on Wednesday, there's not a lot of MLB talent on that Miami team that I see right now. There's a couple guys, obviously Daniel Courbet is going to go. I think Jake Ogden could probably he'll get drafted. He's probably more a second baseman, and if he can make it that far, but I think he's more suited for second base. But he's also solid. But a scrappy bunch that one hit away from one ball off the glove from that center fielder trying to make that nice diving play to winning that ball game, and then first and second, 1 out, end up getting out of it. But that first strikeout, that backwards K was a little outside, a little questionable, I thought, because I was watching that game along with the Arizona game. But a scrappy team. I wouldn't say it was. That last one was a Will Smith, that pitcher came in for Miami. He might have been top in 88. He was probably 84 to 86, that guy, but he was just placing it so well, fully over the top, which is, a lot of guys are a little three here. You go like here, 3/4. Most guys there, he was fully, at the 12. So, that's a little difficult to hit, and he did a hell of a job for a guy that wasn't overpowering. But, not a lot of over, MLB talent, where you leave 12 guys on base on Friday, you leave and scoring position. They probably left like 9 today. You can't expect to win too many ball games leaving that many runners in scoring position. But I think they're a little behind the eight ball. Louisville, even though they very similar regular season record, a little better ACC tournament, they did have a lot more MLB talent. The pitchers are on Friday will be a top 30 draft pick. So the MLB talent's there, and Louisville historic in the recent 16 years since was it Pat McDonough, I think, or McDonald has been there. They've been very good. So I mean, I think they're a little behind the eight ball there, but I mean, it turned out to be a good year. A strong finish for Miami going in the tournament, getting all the way there and one run away, but ended up ending their season. But I mean, I would say that's pretty success. I don't remember the coach's name. Was it JP? Is it Acosta? I mean, for a guy's first year, I think that's pretty good success to be on that national level. Hopefully they can keep on getting more recruits. I think they need a little more pitching. I think, in my opinion, it kind of showed their pitching was a little thin. That I think they need because once you get to that game 3, the difference between Louisville and Miami, you notice their pitching from their 3-starter, from their guys in the bullpen just wasn't at the same level. But maybe being on that national stage will help them out, being on ESPN, to attract more recruits. I'm an Arizona fan, so I'm pretty stoked that they'll be making the World Series this year. I think it's the first time since they lost to Coastal Carolina. But I mean, hell of a victory, being down 3-2, loading them up, scoring 2 runs to beat UNC in Chapel Hill. So they'll be going on playing Coastal Carolina, who beat number 4 seed Auburn. Arkansas's in, UCLA's in. You got Oregon State, Florida State, which is yesterday. I mean, Florida State got that win. If you watch, Jamie Arnold would be a top 10 draft pick. He's a dude. He's nasty lefty, nasty slider, some good stuff. He'll be a dude next year. That shortstop, was it Avi Aki? I think is how you say his name. He'll be a guy. He'll be a top 10 pick. That'll be a great game. But I mean, even though it's like I was watching the College World Series, it's like it's not just chalk. I mean, number 1 seed goes down in three games. Number 2 seed goes down in Texas. Number 1 Vanderbilt, 2 seed goes down. I mean, number 4 seed goes down. Number 5 seed goes down. So it's not just chalk. But great time. I'm loving it. Pumped for the College World Series. Pumped for Arizona. Love watching baseball in Omaha. And on Wednesday, I'm thinking on Wednesday I might break down some of that and identify some prospects for to watch in the College World Series, along with obviously this same MLB stuff. But a little week in review. Top 10 for me. A couple teams that are playing really good baseball right now. My best team in baseball is the Detroit Tigers. 43-24. What they're 7-3 in the last 10. Best record in the MLB right now. Got the 4th lowest team ERA in baseball. And that staff, it all starts with Tarik Skubal. I mean, guy won the Cy Young. He's starting to come on strong now. 6-2, 2.16 ERA. I mean, you got that guy. That's a frontline guy you're winning basically almost time. He's giving you a chance to win every time he's out there. I really enjoy watching Tarik Skubal because his changeup is so strong. Whereas, I was a baseball coach. I coached youth baseball at a young level. I've coached high school and college. But especially when you're growing up, there's only 2 pitches pitchers should be pitching. Should develop, obviously, the fastball, and then that second pitch if you're a youth, if you're in little league, should always be a changeup. Don't even touch that curveball until at least high school because, I mean, your arm, baseball's not a natural motion, and that curveball is going to, as we see nowadays, there's a lot of Tommy John, a lot of arm injuries. So I just develop that changeup, and Tarik Skubal should be a guy that you should, especially if you're left-handed, mold your pitching against because that changeup is strong. But I mean, the Tigers. I mean, it starts with Skubal. You got Jack Flaherty, he's 5-6. His ERA is coming down 3.41. You got Casey Mize, who went on his back from the IL. He was 6-1, 2.91 ERA. You placed Jackson Jobe, who was starting to look much better of late, starting to look like that top guy before he went down on the 30th. If you could get Flaherty going, this is a nasty 1-2-3. I mean, if you can get Flaherty going, do a Skubal, Flaherty, Mize, it's a nasty 1-2-3. Throwing Jobe and Olsen. It's a tough team to beat. As of now, it looks like we're going through Detroit, which I mean they've got the manager to do it. I mean, you've got AJ Hinch. So I mean, the guy's got massive playoff experience, World Series experience. They've got the manager to get it done. So I mean, that's all that there for them. I mean, Riley Green's looking really good. I like their Spencer Torrens is starting to pick it up a little bit. I like the Tigers. I mean, I was still thinking with the Tigers, maybe 1 year away, 6-4 in the last 10. Excuse me. I was thinking they're 1 year away, but they're looking like they're right there. My two teams flipped back and forth. I got the Mets now. Mets 42-24, 7-3 in the last 10. Alonso just killing it. Guys, 296, 15 home runs. Francisco Lindor, 289. Juan Soto, he's 234. But besides Lindor and Alonso, not much going on. Big for the Mets. Nimmo, big names. Nimmo, 232. Mark Vientos, 230. Brett Beatty, 230. They got back Ronnie Marcio, came back from injury. He's 188. He's 3 for 16. Had a good game today, but that's another bat. I mean, on the pitching side, you got Clay Holmes, who's solid. You got Senga, who's Clay Holmes 7-3, 2.95 ERA. Senga looking, 6-3, 1.59. Third lowest ERA in baseball. It's definitely now Senga, the guy who came over from the MPB, whose career's been shortened by injuries. We're finally getting to see him maybe have a full year, and he's showing us he's the ace of the staff. Once they can get Manaea, they can get Montas back. That lengthens that staff. But I definitely see the Mets trying to add a bat and maybe an arm at the other. I think they need to add a bat, especially if third base is such a hole with Beatty and with Vientos. You can't have two guys at the hot corner who are batting 230 right now. I could see them going for outfield too. I mean, Soto, he'll pick it up. He'll be fine. I think Nimmo will pick it up too for the Mets. Nimmo's gamer. Guy can swing the bat. I think he ends up picking it up and figuring it out, but I think they need a center fielder who gives you a little more pop from that. Whereas you had Jose Siri, the guy that picked up from the Rays. He hasn't been around much. You got Tyrone Taylor, who's more of a defensive center fielder. I think that's a couple positions there. And also, they'll probably look at arms. You always need bullpen pieces. My number 3 team would be the Cubs, who are 40-25. They are 6-4 in the last 10. I mean, for the Cubs, it all starts with, that pitching staff has some serious holes. It's thin, especially with Imanaga, who's been out. I see them adding it. I think if they want to compete in the NL, because the NL looks very deep this year, they got to add pitching. I don't think it's going to get it done for the Cubs if you have Imanaga as your one, and then you got Jameson Tyone, Ben Brown. I just don't see that getting done. I really like Cade Horton. I like his stuff, but he's young. So I think they need to look at that to add at the deadline. Offense has been solid. Guy I'm really high on, and I think everybody's starting to see. Guy I scouted in high school from Harvard Westlake High School in Studio City, California. They play baseball in Encino, California, but they're from Studio City. He's tearing it up. He's probably one of the best center fielders in baseball, if not the best. 277, 19 home runs, 21 stolen bases, leads the team in home runs. You got Nico Horner, 278, 286 for 278 for Tucker, 286 for Nico Horner. I think they got to solidify that third base position. Is it going to be Matt Bush? Is Matt Bush going to solidify that? I think they got to solidify that position there. I want to go to the Cubs, see who they got right now at third base. Is Bush going to be – it is Bush, right? No. Shaw, excuse me, Matt Shaw. Bush is in the minors. Is he going to be there? I don't think they can have – if Shaw's struggling, I don't think you can run out John Birdie all the time. So I could see that too. But, I mean, Suzuki's looking really good. You got Ian Happ back. Swanson's got to pick it up. I just see that. I see them adding pitching. It's pitching right now. You have Imanaga still down. You have Matthew Boyd, Jameson Tyone, Cade Horton, and Colin Ray. I see them adding. My fourth team is my New York Yankees. 39-24, 6-4 in the last 10. Guys hustle. That's what we like to see right there. Nice PFP from that. Oh, I love that. That's what I like to see. A nice little ground ball to Goldschmidt. Nice little PFP, pitch and field in practice. Rondon busts his ass to get to first base to get the out. That was a bang-bang because you got Christian Campbell hitting the ball, running down the lines, quick, fast player. But, I mean, you bust your ass to get to first base. Take notes, Garrett Cole, whenever he's back. But, I mean, this team's led by Aaron Judge. I mean, 390, 22 home runs. He already hit one today. 53 RBIs, 388 on-base percentage, 746 slugging. Paul Goldschmidt, he'll pick it up. He's struggling of late, down to 313. The guy I really like, and I think after a really slow start, Bellinger, he had the back injury. He had food poisoning. He started really slow, but Cody Bellinger's picking up 262, and I love his defense. I love his versatility. I think the best – as a Yankees fan, you can hate me for saying this, the best thing that happened for the New York Yankees was not re-signing Soto. Not because I don't think Soto is a great player and what he does offensively and what he brings to that lineup is great. It's his defense. And that was the reason the Yankees lost that World Series, is because of their defense. And that goes right into adding Cody Bellinger, who can play left, right, center, can play first if he needs, doesn't need to. But what he brings defensively, not just offensively, what he brings defensively and his defensive versatility is great. Trent Grisham had that really hot start, starting to come down, 239. Dominguez, 236. I really like the way Dominguez is starting to pick it up late. You got Jazz Chisholm back, who's up to 220. He's playing third base now. And his defense isn't unbelievable, but it's serviceable. It gets it done. If he can play serviceable defense at third base, I think can get the job done. Now, I think the one thing is the Yankees on the defensive side, can DJ solidify himself and get back to that 2020 form when he was with the Yankees? He hasn't been able to do that. If he could do that, I think it would be great because the Yankees could maybe focus more on bullpen and starting pitching, which would be key. It would be very nice if Jazz could play second. I think he's a very good defensive second baseman. But if he can do a serviceable job at third base like he's shown, he will have his errors here and there, and DJ could take second base over and hit the way that he did in that 2020 form. I think it'll be solid, and they could focus more on pitching, which is needed, a bullpen arm. maybe getting a starting pitching, which will be hotly contested, but they need it. But I mean, on the pitching staff's been headlined by Ace Max Fried, 8-1, 1.78 ERA. Got kind of roughed up in his first loss by the Dodgers when he gave up 6 earned runs. Came back with a really strong performance against the Guardians, and that's the other reason. The other reason it was good the Yankees didn't re-sign Soto. If they didn't re-sign Soto, they would. If they re-signed Soto, they wouldn't have signed Max Fried, and this rotation would have been in shambles. I know you can't predict the future, but the rotation, in my opinion, would have been kind of in shambles anyways. They needed rotational help. Max Fried has been that ace. Carlos Rendon's been nails of late. 8-3, 98 Ks, 2.49 ERA. But there can be a little question mark after that. I think, we're still waiting for Luis Gil to come back. I think he solidifies that 3 spot. Clark Schmidt, 4 ERA. He's been, hit around. He's had good starts, and then he got banged around a little bit in the first inning. They need another pitcher They need to identify another pitcher now. I don't know who that pitcher is. I think as of now, Sonny Gray would be off the market. I don't really want Sonny Gray back. Been there, done that. Alcantara has not looked good of late, but maybe it's because of the team he's playing on. But I think they need there. Maybe Pablo Lopez just went down, so that's out of the question. I don't know where it comes from. Maybe there's a name I saw. Oh, there was a name I was thinking about an hour ago that I was reading, and now I can't remember. Beautiful. That usually happens to me. I'll forget. But I was thinking there was a name I liked for a guy the Yankees might have been able to identify, but I don't see it happen. Maybe a Framber Valdez, but that goes into I don't see the Astros trading the Yankees, and the Astros are in a kind of wide open AL West, so I don't see them trading Framber Valdez. I don't see that happening. My 5 team is the Dodgers. Ended up winning today. Dodgers are 39-27. They're 5-5 in the last 10, so they're 500. I mean, you lose 2 out of 3 of the Cardinals. And get kind of besides today, get kind of worked. So there's that. I mean, they're going through their injury blues. This pitching staff is beat up, so they're going through that. But they're still holding on to the NL West lead right now. I mean, Ohtani, 294, second in the home runs in the MLB in 23. Freddie Freeman, guy's just rakes. Guy just whatever. He's 35, still at 354. Sasaki started throwing. Glass now starting to throw bullpens. So, I mean, they got some guys that are coming back. Yamamoto's holding strong for them, but, I mean, they kind of need those guys that, the big signs, the Glass now they traded for last year, the Blake Snell, who we haven't seen much of. But, I mean, and Ohtani, who knows when he's going to throw. I don't know anybody out there. My opinion on Ohtani getting back to pitch, because he will get back to pitching. In my opinion, I don't think he should pitch. I think he should just focus on hitting. I think he's too valuable to the team, too valuable to the Dodgers. He's so valuable just on offense. So if anybody's out there want to throw a comment, if he goes back in pitching, my opinion is I would put him in the bullpen, a closer role like we saw him in the World Baseball Classic with Team Japan a couple years ago. This isn't aging and strong with Steve Malloy. So I think Steve's going right now, so he might have accidentally changed this by accident. But, I mean, that's my opinion. If anybody out there want to comment, I think if he does go into pitch, I think Ohtani should go into that closer role, go into the bullpen, but that's probably won't happen. That's my opinion, but still holding strong. I got the Giants right now as my 6. I think they're 7-3. They're 38-28. They're a game out of first place. 7-3 in the last 10. That's another scrappy bunch who gets it done. My 7 is the Cardinals, and this is probably the biggest surprise of baseball in these first 60 plus games is the Cardinals. They're 36-29. 4 games out of first right now. Right now in the wild card race, they would be a game out of the wild card. But I think that for me, this is the biggest surprise of all of baseball. I mean, ended up losing today, but you take 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. You have Sonny Gray, you have Eric Fetty, and you have Matthew Liberatore, all under 4 ERAs. Gray threw a gem the other day, going 6 1/3, 8 hits, 5 Ks against the Dodgers, gets the win. This team is young, scrappy players. They don't have any of these. That's the one thing. You got these young guys. What is there to lose? And they're playing like that way. You take 2 out of 3 from the defending World Series champ Los Angeles Dodgers. You got Brendan Donovan, 317. I'm surprised because, I think this takes away from the deadline market where all three of these pitchers would be deadline guys. Maybe not Liberatore, but Fetty and Gray, maybe Miklos, I think is how I don't know how to say his last name, Miles, would be deadline guys, and they're not going to be there on the deadline, especially the way the Cardinals are playing. You're not going to ship them off. Arenado's the same thing. He's would be a guy that was wanting to get traded, and now they're competing. My 8 would be the Padres, 37-27. Just waiting for you, Darvish, to come back. My 9 is the Phillies, playing terrible of late. There's a Phillies prospect. If we got any Phillies fans in there, I'm going to talk about in a little bit. I really would love to see him come out. Phillies 37-28, and they are 1-9 in the last 10 from going one of the hottest teams in baseball to now probably very poor. And one of those reasons is Jesus Luzardo has been getting touched up of late. They don't know if he's maybe got a little arm fatigue, a little arm dead, or maybe he's starting to tip his pitches. I don't know. 10 team for me is the Houston Astros. And the Astros right now are 36-29, 6-4 in the last 10. It's another team. It's another team for me. I thought they were going away. I was like, hey, the Astros, it's long gone are the days. The Astros are starting to go away. But you got Jeremy Pena, World Series MVP a couple years ago, 316. You got Isaac Paredes, 14 home runs, 38 RBIs. Altuve, 261. Jake Myers, 302. Cam Smith, 246, the rookie from Florida State. Marco Durbin. They might have one of the best young pitchers in baseball. Hunter Brown is 8-3, 1.82 ERA. You got Framber Valdez, 6-4, 3.07 ERA. It's a team that every year I'm like, this team's done. And why did I do that? A couple teams that are, a little outside the top 10, but are starting to play really good baseball. And the first would be the Toronto Blue Jays. I have 35, and that's probably a mistake. Right now, 35-20, 8-2 in the last 10. Did end up losing today. But, teams playing scrappy, 8-2 in the last 10. They're right there. They're, 5 games back right there, not pushing the Yankees, but they're right there enough they can still make some noise and get to there. But their pitching staff's solid. You have Chris Bassett, Alejandro Kirk, 303, George Springer, 10 home runs, Bo Bichette, 37 RBIs, 273, Vlad I mean, the pitching staff, I think, is their calling card. Kevin Gosman, 3.87, 5-4, bring it down. Barrios, high 3.67, 2-2. Chris Bassett, 6-3, 3.54. It's kind of, they're right there, enough to make noise. My next would be a little surprising team, which I've written this team off for the last 2 years, and they're starting to play way better of late, and that's the Milwaukee Brewers. I mean, they're 35-31, but they're 7-3 in the last 10, and I can barely. I was going to say, barely name it, but I know. You got Sal Friedlich, 293, Kristen Yelich coming back from injury, 233, but he's got 13 home runs, 41 RBIs. Jackson Torino, 254. You got Bryce Terang, 266. Joey Ortiz, he's got to pick it up at short. I couldn't name it. Besides Freddie Peralta, I can't name another pitcher. Maybe Brandon Woodruff, but he's still not. I couldn't name. That's the only one. Freddie Peralta's the only starter on there. But, Chad Patrick, don't know. Jose Quintana, 4-1. I couldn't barely name any pitcher on there. But another surprising team for me would be the Tampa Bay Rays, who are 35-30, 7-3 in the last 10. But, the one thing with the Rays is Junior Caminero, who has been hot of late. In his first 60 games, he's been batting .262, .519 slugging percentage, 15 home runs, 40 RBIs. His team's got, for me, they got some young, exciting players. Another young, exciting player for them is Jonathan Aranda, who's, a rookie. He's batting .320. Jonathan Aranda, .320, 34 RBIs, 7 home runs. You're doing it. Yandy Diaz, who's been there for a long time. Now, you can't really say that about the Rays. He's .248. Caminero's .262 now. Will Brandon Lau be a guy there? Yeah, you have Meisner, .220. One guy I'm really excited that they brought up. I think this guy's a grinder. I watched him in college on there. I watched him a lot for Mississippi State. Jake Mangum. Small, not like ultra athletic, gets it done, but the guy's a grinder. He's batting .280. 100 at bats, .280, 13 RBIs. Grinder. I love Jay. I love that call up for the Rays. But this is a surprising team for me. Pitching staff's not great, but they're 35-30. And they got some young guys. They'll get shit Baez is, they'll get some guys back. It's another team. I think they're having some less. It was kind of surprising. We got two teams in the MLB, both in minor league stadiums. One playing at George M. Steinbrenner Field. I don't know how happy they are, but I haven't heard anything. And then you got the other team with the Oakland, the Athletics in Sacramento, who are already super pissed off and do not like Sutter Field. So you got the Yankees facility, which is phenomenal, George M. Steinbrenner Field, which the Rays, I haven't heard much complaining about playing there in a minor league stadium. And then you got the A's, who are playing in Sacramento. I've heard a ton of complaining that they don't like Sutter Field. So it's kind of vice versa. Got any Phillies fans in there? In the house. Kyle Tila just got called up. There's one name who I think the Phillies might call up, and that's Justin Crawford, the son of Carl Crawford. He's 349 this year at AAA. I think the Phillies could bring him up. I think there's a couple names that we got to see. I think that's a little one that he got benched pulled out of the game yesterday. Maybe the Phillies bring him up because I did been struggling in center field a little bit. But on that note, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Please remember, follow me on Twitter, Russ on Deck 2. Follow FTSN if you're not following. Follow and subscribe to FTSN if you're not already following. Make sure to follow FTSN Extra. I want to throw a shout out to the guy behind the camera who's always there for me, and the guy who started FTN, Bobby Finstock, Bobby Melendez. Greatly appreciate what he does. Make sure to follow, even though I'm not a Dolphins fan, because there's or a fan of any sport in Miami. There's a lot of good stuff on the network. I know. Shout out to those guys who did the draft coverage. Was it Coach Vogel? I think it's Josh Kimmel and Bobby and everybody else who's on there. Guys put in work, but there's a lot of great stuff on there. A lot of good stuff on the network. Guys grinding, doing a lot of good work. So make sure to tune into all the other shows if you're Dolphins, Heat fan. I think the Panthers, wrestling. Also, college football fan. Tune in to College Blitz on Friday with myself and Q from the I Hate Football podcast. Always thank you for tuning in tonight. This is On Deck. I'm Russ Morgan on FTSN. You have a great night.